the king? Who's the king? I'm the king. That's it.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy Lump Dog, your favorite fantasy football commissioner's favorite fantasy football commissioner, and I'm back with another PPH fantasy football video commissioner message stay-at-home edition. Yeah, so make sure you hit that like, that subscribe button if you want to know what's going down in the fantasy football league of PPH. So anyway, I've been doing these stay-at-home commissioner videos just for our league members spazzing out about them. They don't understand how much they're getting helped by these stay-at-home orders. And we'd, again, still like to give a shout-out to all the frontline workers and grocery store workers and drive-through people and everyone out there still working to keep this country running. PPH sends much love and appreciation out to you. So if you haven't been noticing, again, I've been doing these stay-at-home commissioner messages for the off-season. I've had to come into the media briefing room, hopefully, to calm some of our league members down. They've been spazzing out. They don't understand how much these stay-at-home orders are actually helping the situation and not hurting the situation. Granted, there are some economic pains, but we have to go through them so we can get rid of this virus and move on about our lives. But let's just listen to the medical experts. I'm sure no doctor, and actually appreciate those that are doctors and tell us the best way for public health to move forward. So anyway, I wanted to, again, to stop the spazzing out from all our conservative league members and answer some of their questions. So last week was Cuck Free, and then this week it looks like it's James Dunlap, aka Jimmy the Cuck. So his first question: Lumpy, why are you such a scared cuck? I am not a scared cuck. I, again, listen to the health professionals and understand that most people are going to recover. But again, if you do the logical thing and scale up what the numbers are right now, if 60 million people were to get COVID-19, there would be 1 million people dying and then overrunning our healthcare system. So it's not being a scared cuck, it's just being smart and listening to the health experts and not trying to act like because I'm some general contractor, I know better than someone that's gone to medical school and studied infectious diseases for many, many years, and that's their life's work. So that's the answer to that question. So moving on to Jane Dunlap's second question. Lumpy, why do you hide in a basement and send your wife to the store for groceries? Well, let's just say this. We don't really need to send anyone to the store for groceries. We get them delivered. So there are these things. We are living in 2020. There are deliveries, so you can get the fog juice on that one. Yeah, so that's what you need to do, Jimmy. Not everybody needs to go to the grocery store. It is 2020, not 1952. So fog juice on that one, and no one's being scared and sending their wife to the store. Again, delivery, baby. All right, next one. Another one from Jamie the Cut. Lumpy, why are you obsessed with BBC? Well, I don't know if I'm obsessed with BBC. I think the British Broadcast Company is a good news outlet. I think they're fair. I think they provide a little bit of different perspective coming from an ally overseas. So, I don't think the British Broadcasting Company I'm obsessed with. I just think that they're a fair, organized organization, news organization outlet. That's what I think you meant by BBC, right? I don't know what anything else, why you would be asking that question other than that reason, right? The news organization. So yeah. All right. Anyway, so here's a question. He actually had a statement, and my press secretary had to reach out to Jimmy the Cuck and have him get his question, rephrase a statement into a question. So fog juice for the first statement, but then had to rephrase it as a question. Lumpy, why do you use PPH commissioner message to virtual signal your cuck beliefs that do not represent the views of any of the freedom-loving American PPH members? I would say that is incorrect. That is a unfair assessment. I think that we all believe in the frontline workers. I also believe that that my beliefs are not cuck, because I'm not a cuck-servative, which that's what the cuck I believe in. And so my beliefs are far from conservative. And then freedom-loving Americans. Well, I don't know how many of those. I think we only had 2 PPH members that served in the military, because that's what I put as the bar. if you're going to call yourself a freedom-loving American, then you better have served in the military, because if you love that freedom, then you would put your life on the line for that freedom. So much props to those members that have served in the military. Jimmy the Cuck, you are not one of those. So for you to go around acting like your patriotism or your love for the country is any more than anybody else's just shows you how shallow of a person you really are. That you think that makes you a better person just because you say you love America but haven't served America. No, you got to serve America. You talk about my virtual signaling. What about that virtual signaling? Waving the flag, star-sprinkled underoos, and all that shit that you wear, and MAGA gear from head to toe, but you've never served as in the military or any other capacity for this country. So, don't ask what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country. Right? That's the saying, right? So, Jimmy the Cuck, good questions. I've come on video. I'm not afraid to come and answer those questions because I get an opportunity to respond to you in a verbal and visual format rather than, hiding behind a keyboard and some text messages. So if you feel like you can handle that, why don't you send a video and I'll throw it up into the message and we can battle it out video to video rather than hiding behind a keyboard. Anyway, so my viral viewers have also been going off. They've been loving these new formatted stay-at-home commissioner takes questions. I'm here. I'm in the media briefing room. I'm opening myself up. No question is off limit. I just proven that with Jimmy the Cuck. We know that if it was reversed around and Jimmy the Cuck had to come up here and answer questions from, say, a mostly liberal league, he wouldn't do it. I mean, he would barely put on the T-shirt, I bet, got him last year until Montardo pulled out the asterisk shirts. And took that for him to finally put on that shirt because he wanted to see me wear that. So he's all talk. He's all talk. All right. So again, going into my viral viewer questions here. Got my first one here from Michelle in New Jersey. It goes, "Hey, Commissioner Lumpy, my boyfriend and I have been catching up on all your old episodes while we've been stuck at home. We're loving it. Thanks to the much-needed entertainment. Stay safe." That's Michelle in New Jersey. Thank you, Michelle in New Jersey, to you and your boyfriend. I tried to make these as entertaining as possible, and it's people like you that help make this channel for what it is. So make sure you hit that like and subscribe and that bell notification. It helps out the channel more than you know. All right, we're going to keep on going here with more viral viewer questions. And, okay, here's one. Hey, Commish, this is Jake checking in from Nashville. Nashville? Hey, we're heading to Nashville. Did I hear you guys are coming to my city this year? That's correct. You did hear right, Jake. Awesome. I want to party with the PPH. Hell yeah, Jake. Man, hit me up on the DM. Slide into my DMs like you did with this. Let us know where you're about in Nashville. We'll hit you up when we're out there. Maybe you could hit up the Nashville Underground. That's where we're going to be holding our, maybe, I don't know if we're holding our draft there, but we're going to at least be watching Thursday night's game there. So make sure you go hit up Nashville Underground and party with PPH. Love that. Good shit, Jake from Nashville. Moving on, we got Commissioner Lump. I'm loving the off-season messages. The new studio looks great. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I am the nurse here in Seattle, so things have been crazy to say the least. But your messages have a welcome distraction. I hope that there is an NFL season this year. Go Seahawks. Ooh. Ouch. Okay, other than Seahawks, I like that. You're a nurse in Seattle, so props to you. Sorry for people like Jimmy the Cuck who don't believe that you're doing yeoman's work out there, taking care of the public. And I'm glad that I'm adding to help with the distraction while the stay-at-home folks are having to stay at home. That's what we do. I mean, it's some time for me to waste and open myself up as the PPH commissioner. You know, your favorite fantasy football commissioner's favorite fantasy football commissioner. So moving on to the next one here. Hi, this is Mark from San Francisco. In your latest episode, you mentioned that Slow is back in the league. I did mention that. That is true. This is so cool. I was always a big fan of his team when he used to be in the league. Good luck this year, Slow. Wow, we have Slovak fans out there and the viral viewers. Man, see, my viral viewers, they love everybody in the league. I have yet to get anything praising Jimmy, But Slovak gets a shout out from a viral viewer. Right on, man. Mark in San Francisco, shout out to you. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. So, all right, here. Oh, wow. Stan in Charlotte, he has a funky question. Lump, I heard the coronavirus is spread by 5G. Is that true? I haven't heard that one. I have not heard that one. I would say probably not, because there's been 5G in, I think, South Korea for well over a year, and I think maybe even 2 years. And yeah, so now they have they hadn't had a coronavirus until this year. So I don't think so, but who knows? Hey, longtime fan of the show. I listen from Panama. So international. So PPH is so international. I was watching the show with the drunk guys going crazy. The guy called Duke was out of control. That is true. Duke gets out of control when he gets drunk.
I'm going swimming. Don't worry about it. I have to laugh before I swim. Hey, get out of the way. Thank you for personalities. Oh no. No, I'm not gonna be that.
How do you guys keep him under control at your drafts? Carlitos from San Miguelito, Panama. I hope I pronounced that right. So Carlitos. Man, how do we keep? We don't. We just let him loose. Just let him go. It's time to let loose. Duke just is out of control 100% of the time at the drafts. There is no controlling him. It's that's just Duke. That's the way he is. That's Dookie. When he gets at the draft, he gets going. All right, moving on here. Lump, what is your strategy going to be with the new flex position in PPH? Wow, someone paying attention to the details here. Have you guys ever considered trying the point per reception scoring system, Dex, in Austin, Texas? Well, let me tell you here, Dex, we have not really gone deeply into the PPR. I'm not a PPR type of guy, and I'll tell you why. Because it makes irrelevant players relevant. I don't want a guy who catches the ball 5 to 6 times or maybe 10 times, outscore someone who might only catch 2 or 3 passes but gets a touchdown. The touchdowns are what makes football. Those are supposed to be the big plays, not he caught his 10th pass of the game. Not a big fan of the PPR. I know a lot of leagues and sites that's their default now, but I'm not a big fan of the PPR. As far as the flex spots going, I'm thinking it's going to be real interesting this year with 14 teams in that flex spot, because I kind of went into this last week, or maybe it was the week before, where I talked about if you go 3 running backs strong or 3 receivers strong and one of those guys gets hurt, and then you have to find a flex spot. So I think going with a balanced team is best. And I kind of explained that in my previous message, so rerun that if you'd like. But pretty much I just summarize it as rather than having, have a good bench so you can flex that guy depending on the matchup. Because, right, fantasy football is all about matchups. So if you have that third guy, it doesn't matter if it's a receiver, tight end, or running back, but if they have a good matchup compared to just a strong running back with a bad matchup, you might do probably better with having to be able to flex that guy and have that good decision, that good flex spot, you know what I'm saying, to play around with based on the matchup. So that's how I see myself using it this year with the flex spot, just going with using that flex spot as a good matchup start. All right, moving on here. What's up? My favorite fantasy football commissioner's favorite commish. Yeah, thank you. My name is Steve, and I live in San Jose. Lifetime Niners fan. Bang, bang. Yeah, Niner gang. I was super disappointed that we weren't able to get to Brady this offseason. Oh, dude. How do you think the team's going to do this year? Whew, you know what? So I'm one of the Brady guys there. What's your name again? Steve in San Ho. So I wasn't a Brady guy. He has 2 or 3 years left. He wasn't going to be the answer. We still need a receiver. Brady wasn't going to turn Debo Samuel, Jalen Hurd, and Kendrick Bourne into something. Even though, I mean, that's the group they got to the Super Bowl. Well, they got it with Emmanuel Sanders, so he was gone. But anyway, I wasn't a Brady guy, to tell you the truth, because, again, we have a better future with Garoppolo than we did with Brady. I know, so you're disappointed about that. And then how do I think they're going to do this out? Man, it's so hard to climb that hill again to get to the Super Bowl. Man, to start over. I mean, there's just so many games I thought about last year, like that Steelers game, man. We had 5 turnovers, and we were lucky to win that game. Because they had 5 turnovers, right? Which is one of those games that we were lucky to pull out. The New Orleans Saints game, I mean, we were down. It took Kittle to make an amazing play for that to happen. And just we were in some close games. They could have bounced here or 2 there, could have changed up, couldn't have been the 1 seed. Who knows? I think we're a playoff team. I think we're right up there in the NFC West, battling for a first or a wild card spot, second spot. But I can't see us getting to the Super Bowl 2 years in a row. It's just so hard. It just without Defoe, I mean, just having to start all the way back from square one. I think we're going to be strong, but again, I just don't see us making the Super Bowl again. Playoff team, maybe another heartbreaking loss in the playoffs somewhere. All right, last viral viewer question. This is from Sam in Austin, Texas. Hi, Commish Lump. The PPH has always been an inspiration to my league, and we want to get a championship belt like you guys have. Wow. All right. So who did yours, and how much did it cost? Are you guys really getting a league limo? This is wild. You guys are the best league ever. Sam in Austin, Texas. Well, thank you, Sam, for the kind words. We do try to pride ourselves on the things we do and have other leagues mimic what we do for our league. So who did our belt was a Wildcat Belts. And give a shout out to them. Go hit them up at wildcatbelts.com. It ran us almost around $3,000. So everyone in the league threw in like $225 on it. So and that was all the custom work though. So you could get it probably a straight up pre-made one, just depending on how much money you want to put into it with a lot. But ours was straight custom. So football leather, the whole 9. So again, we want to make that an inspiration to other leagues. And a limo, again, I don't know. Like, I'm not going to stop it from happening. Once they come to me, I'll have my money. So I want to see what the league does. Hasn't been a lot of movement in the league limo fund yet, so I'll wait to see if there's going to be some limo fund movement to see who wants to lead that charge. But it's a possibility. It is a possibility that the PPH gets a limo. Where it's parked, who's driving it, and who gets pay the registration and all that stuff, don't know. Haven't had those details. All right, so there we go. There was all the viral viewer questions. Answered your questions, Jimmy the Cuck. I sure did. Jimmy the Cuck. See, 1 and 2. Anyway, there you go. There you have it. Lump Dogs out. Peace.